I can hear you, Ruth. Please put in the chat box, I can hear you, Ruth. Oh, we have 8 persons now. Please let me know. Let me see that you can hear me. Do that, do that, do that. And then, yes, you can hear me, MD or ED. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Who else can hear me, please? Okay, Okmono, you can hear me. Thank you. Who else can hear me? Let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, I would assume that some people's network is not fine or mine has to be adjusted. All right, so let's take, as we wait for our friends to join, let's take some minutes to say hello to ourselves. Kindly unmute in this order and introduce yourself. So we'll start from cute V. Just say, I was blind, but now I can see. Just your name and where you've joined us from, your name and where you've joined us from. So cute V, Che just joined, Deborah, Siddiq, our ED, what's MD? Our ED, Mary, Sarah, Uno. So in that order, please unmute. Cute V, unmute now and tell us where you've joined us from just before our other friends join us. You have the floor.
Okay, so hi everybody.
Hello.
So my name is
Okay, we see your
Vinita.
video.
Okay, so my name is Vinita Ake, and I'm joining from
Thank
Abuja.
you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, Benita, good to have you. Yeah, thank you for joining us. So, Ocha, I'm not sure what that is. CHAY, please unmute. Tell us where you've joined us from and your name.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chioma Emerly, and
Good
I'm joining
evening.
from Lagos,
Okay.
Nigeria.
Oh, Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Kuswa Siddiq, please, you have the floor. Tell us where you've joined us from. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Uswa, and I'm joining from Ibadan, Oyo State.
Good evening. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. This is good to know. Yeah, it's an international conversation, and I'm glad that it's not just Abuja family that we have here. Deborah, please unmute. Tell us where you've joined us from.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hello, Deborah.
My name is Deborah.
Good evening.
Good evening, our host. My name is Adewumi Deborah Oladime. I'm joining from Lagos.
Wow, Lagos is topping the chart. Thank you, Deborah, for joining us. Thank you. Yeah, Mary, please unmute and tell us where you joined us from.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary, and I'm joining from Abuja.
Yay! I like it. The emphasis on Abuja, the nation's capital. That's the Buj city right there. Thank you, Mary, and welcome to this Fireside Chat. Ojila Susan, you have the floor, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sojula Susan, and I'm joining from Abuja.
Hey, Abuja. Thank you for joining us. I see Dolakpo. Dolakpo just came and jumped up because of alphabetical order. So Dolakpo, you will not escape us. Please take the mic. Tell us your name and where you've joined us from.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dolakpo. I'm joining from Ibadan.
Hey, by the family. Okay, so Joshua Taiwo, where are you joining us from?
Okay, good evening. My name is Joshua Taiwo. I'm joining from Delta State.
Oh, Delta State, I like the voice. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you stay to the end of the conversation because we like to hear your voice again. Thank you. Welcome, Joshua. Sarah, yes, you have the floor. And then we'll just do Sarah, Ogbono, and user. Oh, gift us. Okay, okay. Let's just do Sarah, and then everyone else, you're welcome. You could drop in the chat box where you've joined us from, because the alignment now is not in order. So yeah, Sarah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'm joining from Abuja.
From Port Harcourt?
Abuja.
Oh, Abuja, Abuja. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So everyone else on the call, please do well, be kind enough to drop where you've joined us from in the chat box, and trust us, we would acknowledge that. All right, so it's Nigerian time. Good morning to you based on location. Good evening to you. Good afternoon if it's midnight and then you had to sacrifice your night to join us. We so super celebrate you. Welcome to this Fireside Chat on PCOS hosted by the EME Foundation. It's an absolute honor to be your moderator for tonight. My name is Ruth Onoshorana Obozege. I understand it can't be long, it's on your screen right there, but we could just do Ruth Rena. Happy part from Abuja. Hey, the married woman. Is this there? That's her. Thank you for joining us. So again, welcome to this Fireside Chat on PCOS. And yeah, it's a conversation to have really because it's a crucial one. Now, PCOS, we are quick to call it that way because maybe Angel joining from Lagos. Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you. Bola from Songwater. Thank you. It's an honor to host you this evening. Thank you for choosing to do your evening with us. Now, PCOS, it's polycystic ovary syndrome, and it affects millions of women worldwide. It impacts their reproductive health, it impacts their metabolism, and then their overall well-being. Now, today we'll be breaking down the myths. We will explore solutions and share personal stories. And when we say personal stories, we want to know what exactly it is, the lies, what's not true about it, what we've been told about it. And thankfully, we have 3 speakers who would speak to these issues today. It's not that they know someone who experienced it, or their neighbor, or their sister, or they care who experienced it. This is their story. They have been there and they will share with us tonight their personal stories. So we have a lineup of activities for you, and trust me, it's going to be engaging. If you don't mind to have the mic to ask your questions and share your thoughts after our 3 speakers have spoken, you could as well make use of the chat box, drop your question there, and trust us to recognize it and ask it to the speaker that you would be directing it to. So yeah, so I'm just saying, a lot of female gender out there. So it's a safe space, really, a safe space to learn, a safe space to ask questions, a safe place to cry. If you want to cry, trust me, I have a digital handkerchief for you, and I will pass it just across to you. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our host for tonight. By the way, this is being hosted by the Abuja chapter of the EME Foundation. So the head of Abuja chapter, Joy Oyeniyi, would do well to come up right now for a welcome remark and to tell us why this event is holding. Just after that, Mary, you will come up next to share with us the activities and the works of the EME Foundation. Everyone, our convener is here. Please put your digital hands together. At EME, we celebrate people. So this is our head, our leader. Please put your hands together. I want to see those reactions. I want to see your messages as Joy comes up to tell us why this conversation is important at this time and yeah, today. I haven't seen any hand. Oh yeah, Okbayemi Afolabi, thank you. You could just use a reaction. Glory, thank you. Yeah, we're bringing up Joy right now. Joy, you have the floor. Good.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Good evening, everyone. It's such an honor, and it's with great joy and gratitude that I welcome everyone here to our very first Fireside Chat on PCOS awareness. Thank you and welcome to this chat. This is actually an initiative of the EME Foundation aimed at actually fostering open conversations about menstrual and reproductive health. So let me just take this opportunity to actually recognize and appreciate everyone for your presence. I'm gonna start with the executive director, a person of Motura's son. Thank you so much for this vision, for your dedication to menstrual health advocacy. Thank you for inspiring every one of us. And to any of my fellow team leads here, thank you so much. Thank you for the support so far. And a special appreciation to the biggest Abuja team. Thank you for being the powerhouse behind today's event. Thank you for making this conversation a reality. Thank you so much. And for to our distinguished speakers, thank you. We are deeply honored to have you here. We appreciate your willingness to just come and share your knowledge, your experiences, and your insights. Thank you so much. And we really look forward to learning from you today. So, and finally, to everyone here, whether you're just a volunteer or you're an advocate or you are someone with PCOS, as a matter of fact, or you're someone who's just willing to learn and just be a part of this dialogue. Thank you so much and welcome to this Fireside Chat. And speaking about PCOS, a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people are still thinking, oh, why are we here? We are here because we are here, just like Ruth said, we want to come and shatter this myths. We want to debunk this lies, this myths concerning menstrual disorders, and we want to share our truth. We want to share our truth to the world. We want our people to, a lot of people out there who are still thinking that this is not real. There's no way it can be real. So we just want to share the truth. We want to actually enlighten a lot of people out there about PCOS. And talking about PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome is actually one of the most common menstrual disorders, and yet it's being misunderstood. It's just a lot of it's a lot of thing going on about this PCOS because people don't really believe that it's happening. I can assure you that like a lot of people don't even believe that there is anything like PCOS, and it's crazy out there. So, and we have this hormonal disorders affecting women, and many are suffering in silence. Many are trying to navigate the challenges from basically the irregular periods to fertility issues. We have a lot of symptoms surrounding PCOS, and we have irregular menstrual cycles, we have excessive hair growth, we have acne, we have weight gain, we have fertility issues, and lots more. And the most amazing thing about this particular this particular menstrual disorder is that the exact cause is unknown, is really unknown. There isn't a scientific fact that proves that there is a particular thing causing PCOS. And however, there could be some other factors like genetics, insulin resistance. We have hormonal imbalances as well. So today we are just here to change the narrative. We are here to listen. We are here to learn. We are here to empower ourselves and others with the knowledge to take charge of our reproductive health. And I also have a little bit of starts from a research I did recently and about PCOS. We have like a lot of women actually out there. We have over 6.2% of women actually attending gynecological clinics basically because of PCOS. We have a lot of we have like 16.9% of women in infertility clinics because they have PCOS. And we still have a lot of women out there who are still not even aware at all of their condition because of limited access to health care and education. So this is not just a discussion. What we are here to do here, like, it's not really just a discussion. It's a safe space for education, for advocacy, and shared experiences. So here at the ME Foundation, one thing that we really believe in is the fact that education, or let me say awareness, is actually the foundation of change or for change. So what we are here to do today is actually to talk more about menstrual and reproductive health. We want to talk more about all of this misinformation and stigma going around. So just stay with us to the end of the conversation. You are really going to be you're really going to enjoy it, and I really wish everyone an insightful and engaging session. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here once again. Thank you. Your presence is greatly appreciated, and welcome to the Fireside Chat. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ruth.
Thank you super much, Joy. It's so good to see you, hear from you, see you glow, and talk to us about PCOS. It's everyone, please celebrate Joy for talking to us and welcoming us to make you see that you are very much welcome. I mean, if the head says you are welcome, who else would inconvenience you? Nobody. All right, Mary, you have the floor. Please talk to us about what we do at the EME Foundation. Joy glowed indeed. Yes, Deborah, you can't agree less. It was blinded. But it's okay. It's a serious conversation. Hey, geez. Hello, Mary. Are you there? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary. I'm here to tell us about the EME Foundation. Foundation, a non-profit organization which focuses on advancing menstrual equity through service and education and policy. We have 4 chapters across Nigeria and Lagos, Ondo, Ibadan, and Abuja.
Hello, Mary. Mary, can you hear me? Would you want to check your connection? It's breaking. It's breaking. We can hear you, but we cannot grasp what you're saying. Okay, Mary, we may have to come back to you. What we hear is, can you hear me now? Then we cannot hear the rest in that you say. Try again, otherwise we'll have to come back to you.
Everyone, good evening.
It's getting poorer, so please join. We'll call for you sometime, another time. So everyone will get to know what the EME does after now, so that Mary can take her time to fix her internet. Yeah, so it's that we have our first speaker tonight. She will share with us challenges, she will share with us symptoms and management of PCOS. So this first speaker, please note that our speakers are coming in no order, yeah? But they are all people who have lived experiences of PCOS. So our first one this morning, wherever you are, is a seasoned legal practitioner and entrepreneur with expertise in both the property and corporate sectors. With a strong legal background and business acumen, she navigates complex legal landscapes to provide strategic solutions for clients beyond a thriving career. She's happily married to her husband, and they have a baby boy. That's the child that they are blessed with. And this first speaker has 8 years of lived experience with PCOS. Everyone, your hands cannot be too busy. You know how we do it. Please put your digital hands together as we welcome our first speaker at the first Fireside Chat by the EME Foundation on PCOS, Bolarinde Umana. For 10 minutes, she would be speaking to us on her experience, challenges, and management of PCOS. 10 minutes, that's what she has to do that. Hello, ma'am. Madam Bolarinde, you have the floor. It's so good to have you join us.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
As
you,
I've
ma'am.
rightly been introduced, like taking too much of the time, my name is Bolarinde.
Could it be my internet? Can anyone else hear her?
Not at all.
Okay, okay. Hello, ma'am. Madam Bola, if you can hear us, we cannot
Yes, I can hear
hear
you.
you.
I can hear you now. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, please. Welcome back. Yeah, we can hear and see you now.
Okay.
So talk to us in 10 minutes. Your story with PCOS. Oh, wow. Hello, ma'am. Like network, we need to carry pin for network. I don't know what's going on with network. Hello, Madam Bola, can you hear us? Wow. Mary, do you have a better network, do you think?
Yes, I think I do now.
Okay, fine. Please talk to us about what we do at the EME Foundation.
Okay, can you hear me? It's a little bit now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, try to talk to us. Let's see.
And I'm a member of the Vision.
Mary, is it possible for you to change location? If you can hear us, is it possible that you change location, that you just move a bit left, right, or something?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think the video is actually causing a whole lot of network downtime. I don't know,
It's clear.
but I think it is.
All right. We'll miss your beautiful face, but it's okay. Let's make do with your sweet voice too.
I'm sorry about that. Hello, everyone. Like I said, my name is Ogusheture Mary, and I'm here to tell us about the EME Foundation, a little overview of what we do at the EME Foundation. The EME Foundation is a volunteer-run non-profit organization which is focused on advancing menstrual equity through our service, education, and advocacy. We have 4 chapters in Lagos, Ondo, Ibadan, and also in Abuja. Our vision is to end period poverty and stigma. Our mission is to ensure a world where every girl has period dignity, and our values are dignity, respect, and inclusion. At the EME Foundation, it would excite you to know that we have some initiatives, but they are not limited. We have our Period Dignity Project, where we reach out to girls, provide menstrual products. We educate them in order to foster positive attitude towards menstruation. We also have our Periods Without Carbon project, where we also promote the use of reusable menstrual products to reduce environmental impacts. We also have the Period Champion Project, where we educate and empower boys to become advocates for menstrual health, and also for them to support their female peers in order to break down stigma. Our period-friendly workplace project is also there, where we advocate for menstrual equity in the workplace, and we have our impact and initiatives. We've been able to reach out to 3,000 girls. 800 boys have been educated to become period champions. We've also been able to save 18,000 school days. We've connected over 300 community women, fostering conversation about menstrual health and encouraging an open discussion with their children in order for them to be able to share their ideas and their challenges. Thank you very much. We employ you to log on to our website in order to learn more about the EME Foundation, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mary. Thank you for the details that you shared with us. So that's the work that we do at the EME Foundation, and for time of course, you have to read more about us, and I'm sure that she will drop the website for us in the chat box so that you can copy, share the link with your friends and your family. Please put it on your that should not miss this conversation, should indeed not miss it, because you are there to help them. Madam Bola, let's be sure that your network has been restored. Perhaps you could have the floor now, if yes.
Yes, it wasn't my network, but my laptop that went off.
Oh, I see. Welcome back.
Yeah.
So talk to us for 10 minutes, your experience with PCOS.
Okay. Well, first of all, we all have idea about what PCOS is all about, and what PCOS simply means the polycystic ovarian syndrome. That's the first thing we've shown.
Sorry, ma'am, we
Then
cannot
looking
see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, so sorry. I think it's network. Let me reconnect, please. Can you? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think it's the network that is not making you to say me.
Okay, maybe we could just make do with what we have.
Yes, please. So I think that was just one of the major, according to WHO, it's a common hormonal condition that affects women of reproductive age. That's with hello, and it usually starts during adolescence. For instance, someone like me, I never knew I had PCOS until 2017. Yes, I never knew about it. Oh, while I was in university, I was noticing that my menstrual cycle was not regular, but I didn't see it as a big deal. Let me put it that way. I just saw that it will come and go. You understand? So I took cognizance of that. I became self-conscious about it when I was in law school. I was in, one of my roommates just made one funny statement and said, "I've not noticed you using sanitary pad," and it sounded funny. I'm like, it will come and go now, but then she was one that now told me that go and do tests, go and do checkup. That was when I went to run tests, and from there started living with it and all. At first, the causes of I was seeing the symptoms. I never knew that what I was seeing, like the hair growth, I have beards. I didn't know this part of the symptoms. They say what you don't know will not kill you. So I was dealing with that mindset. So when I something, bloated stomach and all, but I just felt it's nothing until I was diagnosed of it, and from there I now read about it, and I'm like, oh, so this is why I have this is why I have that. But along the line, I found out that the causes, it's not really, there's nothing spectacular about the causes. You can't say this is not one thing that caused it. It's just, it's a nature, not life is a thing of nature. I won't call it a thing of, I don't know if I should call it a thing of nature, since it's not medically proven that, because this is the exact thing that actually caused it. So I will just let's live by it. And as they don't know what caused it, they don't actually have a permanent solution to it. You only have a method of reducing it. That's to reduce the PCOS. So, and one of the major challenges is the, childbearing, especially if you are married and all, and you start looking like, okay, why is my own like this and all? So, and you start looking for solution. Go to gynecologists, do tests, do ultrasound, and all sorts of things in order to know what exactly is the issue. For like me, I wasn't even ovulating. I did ovulation tracking. I did a lot of tests and all. Even to the extent that already the gynecologist already told me they will start an IVF journey with me and all. So, when you look at I look at it like IVF, I saw my case bad reach and all sorts of things. But thank God for social media, because that was how I found my own solution with the help of God. So I won't remove the God factor, even though we saw the solution through that medium, which was TikTok. So from there, the societal challenges, maybe I live a carefree life, like anything you like, say. So it won't bother me, it won't shake me. Yes, that was the way I lived my life, because if I was to be looking at the way things were going, I'll be depressed, and it will really have a strong toll on my health. So I just like to live my life. When it comes, it comes. Just enjoy my life. Go out, go and hang out, and live my life like that in order to avoid the societal wahala. So that was just the way I lived with it. That's the societal part of it. That was just the way I lived with it. And looking at the causes, a lot of it, it's not just, you might be seeing your period and you still have it. Don't let us be expected about, okay, regular period. My sis be seeing your period and you still have it. Then the diabetic part, we are prone to type 2 diabetes actually. Then the heavy, long thing, intermittent, and infertility, the acne, the oily skin, they are all symptoms of PCOS actually. Then from there, the solutions, it starts diet plan, because then after diet and exercise, I start, even though I wasn't consistent with my diet plan, I won't lie, I wasn't consistent with it. At first, when I was diagnosed, I was very, very submissive. I was taking my time with it, but later on, like, I got tired of the whole thing. You must not eat this, you must not eat that. So it was becoming tiring, and like, what kind of lifestyle is this? I lived my life. I said, anyhow you want to take to come. So, but it actually worked for me then. While I started the diet plan, my period became regular, and I was actually slimmer. My period became regular that period. I will attest to that fact. It became regular. But then I went back to my old way of, I cannot come and kill myself. So then apart from that too, the exercise part of it, I was doing it, and even though maybe not too much of strenuous exercise, no, maybe just take a walk, ensure that you're walking, that's not. Then skipping, I was doing that, skipping, then was got jumping jacks and all, just to help me trim down. It helped, it worked, but it's the consistency that matters. Once you are not consistent with it and you go back to your old way, it will backfire. So that is just it. So it's then another solution is contraceptive pills. It will help you reduce the PCOS too. Why some is not total, but it will still help to reduce the PCOS. Like, there's this I will mention probably before the end of the program, I'll mention the name of the drugs that I use and work for me. Once I get the name,
Okay.
I'll probably say it before the end of the program. So I think I'm fine. I think I've tried my best. I'm trying to be time conscious. As I'm talking to you, I'm still checking time, so I won't go overboard. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Bola. Thank you. Such a story that you had to share. You didn't even use, I think we are owing you 4 minutes. So maybe when you come back for your questions to answer them, you can take all the time that you want, plus your 4 minutes. But we celebrate
okay.
you.
I'm a good time manager then. I'm a good time manager.
You know when debaters say accurate timekeepers, I think they were referring to you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you. And shout out to your friend, even though she's not here, that she noticed and then you had to, I mean, maybe she was just your eyes at that time. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We'll come back to you. I'm sure that some of us would have questions directed to you. And please, if you are not okay, if you don't mind talking on the mic, I said you could drop your questions in the chat box and our speakers would address them when it is time for questions and answers. Thank you again, Madam Bola.
Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so without wasting time, we have our second speaker in the house. This speaker, let me even break the news. She has 11 years of lived experience with PCOS. She is passionate about making a difference in people's lives and creating awareness for causes close to her heart. She's based in Abuja, and then she also enjoys working on community projects and advocating for social change. She has a deep love for children, and she serves as a dedicated children's teacher in her church, where she finds joy in nurturing and guiding young minds. Now, as she steps into her first speaking engagement, she is excited to share her experience and inspire others to take actions in their communities. EME Foundation, we have someone whose our platform will be our first speaking engagement, if that's correct, if I'm right about that. So she will tell us that we have a platform for her, and this is the first place that she is speaking. So welcome everyone to the mic, Sarah Ubugaku, to share with us her story with PCOS. She will share that, she will share symptoms, she will share emotional impact and coping strategies that she had to engage living that experience. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you. Happy birthday. Who is welcoming her to the mic? Please, let's see those hands. Let's see them. Let's see them. Madam Sarah, you have the floor. You have your journey with PCOS.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah. I hope you can hear me.
Good evening.
Please, can everyone
hear me? We can hear you and see your ebony black skin. Welcome to this conversation. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Sarah, and I've had PCOS for 11 years. I started to see the symptoms when I was 14 years old. I was in secondary school. I was in senior secondary school at the time, and I didn't talk to anyone about it until I finally decided to open up to my cousins one day, and my mom overheard the conversation. I was telling my cousins that I've not seen my period for months, and my mom was passing by and she heard the conversation and she got scared. And one thing about my mother is that she's a health freak, especially when it comes to the vaginal health. She was always taking me to doctors as a young girl. She would take me to doctors just to check up and make sure everything was good. So when she heard that I was not seeing my period, she took it upon herself to take me from hospital to hospital. And every hospital I would go to, they would just recommend, oh, I should treat an infection. Some of the doctors would tell me to lose weight because I was a chubby child. I'm still, a big woman. And as a child, I was chubby too. So they would tell me, you should lose weight. Stop eating this. Stop eating that. And, it started to put a lot of pressure on me. So at that age, I started to work out whenever I'm at home. My mom would make me jog. One time I even went missing in the estates because I decided to jog and I just went missing. But it started to affect how I saw myself. I saw myself as the cause of my problems. And when I started to take the medication for the infection, the period will come and it will go back. It will come and it will go back. And this was happening till 2019. In 2019, I decided to go for another test. And I had the same things that doctors would always tell me about my weight. I should lose weight. I should stop eating junk food. And I didn't even grow up eating a lot of junk food. I was just that way naturally because in my family, the women are big. So, I was feeling very bad about my body, about my weight. And then they decided to do a scan. And then they said they saw a hole in my pelvic region. It made me laugh because what do you mean you saw a hole in my pelvic region? The lab tech just said, and we saw a hole. They didn't give me a lot of explanation and they gave me some medicine, antibiotics. It did not do anything for me. It didn't work, it didn't sort out any issues for me. I just told myself maybe this is how my life is going to be. Maybe I will just continue going on like this. I left the country in 2020. And while I was out of the country, I was out of the country for 18 months. And school and everything was stressing me. So I only saw my period once throughout in 18 months. And that was in the beginning when I got there. I got there in March. That was the last time I saw my period. That March. I did not see my period again for 18 months. Every time I'll talk to my parents, I'll tell them this is the issue, this is the problem. And they'll say, okay, go for tests. But in the country it was so expensive to get tested. And the language barrier, how will I explain it to them? So I just waited till I came back to Nigeria. Before I came back, a friend posted about PCOS on her Instagram story. And I DM'd her. I said, maybe I have PCOS because most of these symptoms describe what I'm going through. Because I also started to experience hair under my chin. I started having gut health issues. And, I started experiencing serious fatigue with the inconsistent periods too. At that point, I was not even seeing the period at all. So she said, oh, I should go to the hospital to get tested. When I came back to Nigeria, I saved up all my salary and I took myself to the hospital. And then my mother started to join me at the end of the day. And that was where the main challenge began. So I met a lot of the first doctor I spoke to. The first doctor I spoke to told me that she did not believe my symptoms. This was a woman telling me that she did not believe my symptoms, that it was not possible for somebody to have symptoms that I was having. It made me cry on that first day, especially because I waited hours to see this woman just for her to tell me that she did not believe my symptoms. I came back to the hospital the next day and requested to see another doctor. And the doctor, this another woman, she saw, the symptoms and the test and everything. And she said, it's possible you have PCOS. Try and get tested for PCOS. I said, thank you, ma. That's exactly why I came to this hospital. I'm here to get tested. And they sent me to the lab. When I got to the lab, the girl running the test, she kept on saying, see, auntie, I've done this test for you. I cannot see anything. You don't have any PCOS. It turns out that she was running the wrong test on me. So she was doing an ultra scan instead of using the transvaginal scan. And she was saying, every time women will come to this hospital and say they have PCOS, and I'll do the scan and I'll not see anything. People should lose weight. It's not PCOS. People should eat right. Your period will come. So she was shaming me, and I started crying in the hospital. That's how we started exchanging words back and forth. And her boss came. Her boss asked me, what's going on? Why are you crying? So I explained the whole situation to the boss. And the woman said she has PCOS too. And this was the exact same experience she went through when she was trying to get diagnosed. So she said, don't worry, I'll do the scan for you. This scan they are doing is not even the correct scan. I'll do the scan for you. So she did the correct one for me. And she told the lab tech and said, can you see? Can you see that she has cysts in her ovaries? This girl has PCOS. And is this how you will now speak to somebody that is just finding out that she has PCOS? So this doctor was talking to me about her own story and telling me, just giving me diet and telling me that I actually have to lose some weight. She's not saying it in a bad way. It's just that I have to work on my body and my health so that I can start to see my period. And I have to take certain medication. As she was talking to me, I was crying because I just said, finally, I know what is wrong with me. I had gone years at that point and I did not know what was wrong with me, but finally I know what was wrong with me. Um, my mom decided to tell some of our family members that, oh, this is what the doctor says, Sarah has PCOS. And I remember some aunties telling me that I was not a woman because I was not seeing my period. They said that's the main thing about being a woman. Oh, you're not a woman yet until you start to see your period. Because if you don't see your period, you will not have children. I faced a lot of backlash from people. Some people stopped talking to me. Some family members just stayed away from me as if it was contagious. And some were just pressing me. Oh, what did you do? Maybe you gave yourself this thing. What have you done? What did you do to your body? What did you do to yourself? You refused to lose weight. And it was funny because most of the people telling me I refused to lose weight were fat, are even fatter than me. So they'll say, you refuse to lose weight, you refuse to do this, you refuse to do that. And I fell into deep depression. But I just thank God that I had a supportive family. So my father, my brothers, my mother, they were very supportive, very prayerful. My father was always looking for solutions up and down. He was the one that helped me when it came, my parents, when it came to my diet, they really helped me. I found out that I could not consume milk. So my father would buy almond milk for me. He said anything to make you feel better. He was the one that started buying my supplements. My mother too. Exercise. They mapped out a plan for me. And my brothers too started to open up a bit. I remember the youngest one was in SS3 at the time. And some people came to his school and they shared sanitary pads. And he came back with two sanitary pads, 2 packs. And he said, Sarah, take. I asked him, why are you giving me sanitary pads? He said, your period is coming. Your period is going to come. And when your period comes, you're going to need sanitary pads. I told him, thank you very much. After a few months of being diagnosed and taking my medication, the period finally came. It finally came, and it came with so much pain. It came with, I even thought my appendix had ruptured. So my parents had to rush me to the hospital. And, my parents had to rush me to the hospital. And when we came back, we saw that it was my period, and everybody was happy for me. So from there, like, one thing that has helped me is how supportive my parents have been, and my partner, the person I was dating, was also very supportive. This is the person that would help me pluck the hairs under my chin, the person that would help me take care of my cysts when they open up, the person that would, encourage me. Even my friends, Salama has been so encouraging. Salama has been one of my best girls. She encouraged me so much. She was so, so helpful. And the love, it helps to receive love and support from people. It will go a long way because you yourself start to get encouraged. And then you start to, work and do better for yourself. I start telling myself, these people love me so much. I would disappoint them if I don't work hard to help myself. And that was when I started, I was hearing different medicines. Oh, take this one, take that one, take this one, take that one. But I had to listen to my specialist. I had to go to a specialist and listen to her. And that was when she prescribed inositol for me and berberine. So inositol has helped me to regulate my hormone, and berberine has also helped me like to lose little weight here and there. I take walks because exercise it is well. I take walks around the estates in the morning. It also helps me to receive some vitamin D and, to shed a little weight to keep me active. And throughout, my periods have been very, very consistent. My self confidence came back. And I'm just very grateful for my family and for everyone around me for showing me so much love and appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. I mean, if this was a physical now, because I mean, that was a journey. That was a journey. And congratulations to you. I mean, you feel better and you have that one reason, if for nothing, you have that one reason to say, no, I will be better than I was yesterday. Shout out
Yeah.
to your family, your parents. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That nurse or doctor, she was emotionally unintelligent.
Yeah.
She should not even bear that name, a doctor. Congratulations to you. I mean, your story was a
Thank you very
journey.
much. Yes, thank you very
And
much.
if you didn't go through all of that, who knows? Your first speaking engagements would not even have been today. Maybe you'll be speaking on something else in the future.
Yes.
So things happen to us for reasons, and we're
Yes.
happy. We're
Yeah.
happy. And sorry about the PCOS shaming. So we have body shaming, we have status shaming, you are not married, you don't have a child, all the shamings women go through a lot. And
Yes.
I'm happy that even though you had a sister or a cousin who wondered, you came from the hospital and then you have a family member say to you, oh, you will not give birth or something, but you had your parents who were so close to you and very helpful. An African parent, it would be like, where till you go do? Where you go? Are you pregnant? But no, it was not like that in your case. And help us stay well to your dad and your mom for, expressing confidence in you and being there for you. Please
Yeah.
celebrate Sarah, everyone. Your story is and was a story indeed. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We'll bring you back
Yep.
after the
Yeah.
third speaker when I know that our participants will have questions for
Okay.
you. Thank you again for speaking to us. All right. So we have our last speaker for tonight. If you joined when we started, remember I said that our speakers are talking to us in no order. And we've had 8 years lived experience with PCOS. Sarah has 11 years lived experience with PCOS. Our last speaker for tonight, she has 5 years of lived experience with PCOS, and she is a University of Lagos graduate who currently is undergoing her internship at Med Plus Pharmacy Limited. With a passion for public health education, she works as a health content developer, creating educational articles and resources for health tech companies. She's a dedicated volunteer, actively contributes to community health initiatives. Now, her personal experience with PCOS drives her advocacy for awareness and support, empowering fellow PCOS warriors to manage their symptoms and improve their quality of life. Everyone, please put your hands together as to receive for another 10 minutes, pharmacist Chioma Christiana. She would be talking to us on her journey, of course, with PCOS. She will share symptoms, she will share emotional impact and copes. That was for our second speaker. So Choma would share with us the challenges that she faced, treatment, and how she coped emotionally. Hello, Madam Chioma Christiana. Are you in the room? It's so good to have you. Please, you have the mic. Talk to us for another 10 minutes what you faced living with PCOS and how you coped emotionally. We are not celebrating,
Good.
not receiving her. What's going on? Is it my internet? Please celebrate her. I want to see those hands. Oh, yeah. Welcome,
Good
ma'am. It's so
evening,
good to have
everyone.
you. Good
We've
evening.
confirmed that you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the EME Foundation for inviting me. This is my first speaking engagement in anything
So at this
related
point, let's
to.
take some 30 seconds to celebrate the EME, the vision bearer. Please, we need to celebrate them at this point. Look at, so people have history with us to say the first time I spoke was on the platform of the EME Foundation. Look at that, we're making history. Who is celebrating the EME Foundation at this point? I want to see those claps. I want to see. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I needed to celebrate us. Yes, Madam Choma, you have the floor. Oh, you're sharing your screen. Nice.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to apologize to Sarah on behalf of all the the healthcare
Yes.
professional that attended to you. Is quite painful. And one of the gaps that I've noticed, that we face in the health system is that there's no enough information, um there's not enough data about these things that we're facing. Because for me, finding out first was me doing my own personal research and checking what's going on. Why am I experiencing what I'm experiencing? So it was me doing my own research. And when Sarah was saying that uh, they were begging her, telling her to lose weight, for me, they were telling me it's because I'm underweight. It's because I'm underweight that I've not seen my period regularly, and it was that shows how they, sorry about that. That shows how different the symptoms are. So from my personal experience, me finding out was when I think 5 years ago I noticed that I was not in my period. Like it started with 2 months, then 3 months, then went ahead to 4 months, then it got to a time it was 9 months. I was not saying, am I pregnant? Because if a woman does not see her period for 9 months, that means she's pregnant. But I know I don't get into my stomach is not big, you know. So it's really got me worried. And I noticed that I was having a lot of acne on my body, like serious acne. My face was full of pimples. In secondary school, they used to call me Mama Pimples. There was one guy they used to call him Papa Pimples because we had serious pimples on our face that time. So I had to go to the dermatology clinic, and it was when I went to the dermatology clinic that they suggested, oh, I run an hormone profile to know what's wrong with my hormones. So when I ran, the hormone profile, that's when the doctor now said, oh, this might be PCOS, but I should still go for a scan. So I went for a pelvic scan, and although the scan did not show any cyst on my ovary, I still had, the various symptoms. So that was when I started making my own personal research because the doctors were just placing me on birth control pills, and it was making my cheek get fuller. Although I was in my period, but I knew that I was not supposed to be on it for long. But anytime I go back to it, anytime I stop the medication, I don't see it. But I go back to the clinic. Oh, what's wrong? Then they'll still place me on the same birth control pills, and I was aware of the effect that this was going and making on me. So I had to just stop totally. But then I started treating my own symptoms. That is, I knew I had serious acne. So I started taking measures to treat my acne, watching my intake of fatty foods, oily foods. I did some skincare routine just to to manage my own acne and what I was experiencing at that point. So for me, that was my own journey. I wanted to share my screen, but my screen is, I think my network is
Oh,
is
we could
not
see it
good.
when you started.
Yes, I think it has disconnected. I think it has disconnected. But okay, let me try to share it again. Okay, please confirm you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, so I just wanted to add a flow to what I'll be talking about. So, like other speakers have said, it is a common disorder that affect, how the ovary functions, and how the ovary functions in the sense that the ovary starts to produce a lot of androgens. And what that androgen does is that when the androgen levels are high, that's when you start to see, symptoms of hairs, on your chin, on your chest. And that's also one thing I noticed. Before, I don't have any any hair on my chin. But as time started going on, I started noticing hair on my chin. I'm like, what is wrong? My brothers even used to, joke with me that we are men, we're now men together. And I noticed, a lot of body hairs, especially on my legs, on my chest, that, it started guiding the types of clothes that I wear. I cannot wear clothes that will expose my chest, because I know people start looking at me that, what happened, what happened, what happened. So I'd rather wear clothes that, cover, my chest. And of course, for my leg hairs, I, just use hair removal cream. Some people use full wax, just to, if they are not comfortable with it. Some people are comfortable with, having hairs on their bodies. But if you're not comfortable with it, it's quite advisable to, remove it. But you should be careful of the methods you use, so that you make sure that you're not using things that will cause more harm than good to you. So the three main features, of course, irregular periods, excessive androgens, which can cause, excessive facial hair, and also the polycystic ovaries, which can be seen, through scan. So I wanted it to be a little bit, interactive. I wanted us to type, oh, which of these symptoms are you currently experiencing? Which of these symptoms are you currently experiencing? So can you like type it on the chat box to know that, oh, we're together, or which of the symptoms have you previously experienced? You can type it on the chat box. So for challenges that, I faced, challenges I faced was getting diagnosed. Yes, because the healthcare professionals, they didn't really know what it is that was going on. So I did a lot of research on my own before later on, I started getting answers. And also I dealt a lot with acne. But to the glory of God, you can see my face now, it's better. Can you see my face? Or is my screen you're seeing?
We can see both.
Okay. Well, if you see my face, this is not where I used to be. This is not where I used to be. Oh, I used to have a lot of bad acne on my face. And also the unpredictable cycle is another challenge I face. You will not know when your period is going to come. Like it can just show like it come like a thief in the night. So just like my last period, I was seeing symptoms that, oh, it was going to come, the normal symptoms that, you face every month. And one thing about it is that you feel that you are kind of you're ovulating. You get these ovulation symptoms, but you're not seeing your period every month. So I was feeling that, ovulation symptoms, the breast tenderness, and, the pelvic pain and all. But I was like, it's not the normal thing that I face every month. Oh, but I was sure I'm prepared. I just carry, things around, so that in case it shows at any time, I'm not just caught off guard. But thankfully, when it came, I was ready. So this unpredictable cycle is something that I got away. We cannot just go see when I'm not prepared. So that's one of the challenges also that, that I've faced, and also dealing with unwanted hair growth, like I mentioned before. Please, my timekeeper, help me, so I don't
Yeah,
go overshoot my time. Yes. So dealing with unwanted growth also. So like I said here, whatever challenges you have faced, do not let it weigh you down regardless. Do not let it weigh you down regardless. Just an encouragement to everyone. So I just want to quickly run through the myths. So, and the reality. A myth is all women with PCOS have cysts on their ovaries. But the truth is, it is not all women with PCOS that have cysts in their ovaries. It is common, quite common with this condition. It is one of the characteristics. but not all women will have cysts in their ovaries. Also, there's a common misconception that it only affects men that are overweight or obese. I'm not overweight, I'm not obese, but yet I'm having the symptoms of PCOS. Then another common misconception is that it is a common endocrine disorder that affects only women that no that's okay. Another common misconception is PCOS is rare. It is not rare. Like a lot of people, and it's even now that people are talking about it, that people are getting to know more. As that when I was in secondary school, I wasn't hearing anything like PCOS because we were not talking about it. That's why it's good that we advocate for things. We spread more awareness. When I see people doing period period campaigns that talking about the reproductive cycle. And sometimes I don't like listening to them because I'm like, these people are not talking about menstrual disorders. So even in our curriculum in school, even when I was in the university, it was not even part of our curriculum. And this is something that I was experiencing when we're talking about reproductive cycle in school. I'm like, where is PCOS in all of this? So it's not rare, it is quite common, but people are not talking about it and people are not educating people about it. And that's why, it keeps getting worse when you don't detect early and start treatment early. So women with PCOS, another misconception is women with PCOS are infertile. No, people with PCOS can still get pregnant. It might be difficult, therefore, you can still get pregnant. You will get pregnant. But if you are experiencing PCOS, you should just have it at the back of your mind. Despite they say, oh, yes, it can be a cause of infertility, but what can I tell myself is I know I'll get pregnant. I know I'll have my child. I know I'll carry my baby. So even your faith has to be strong if you are fighting this kind of battle while you're still putting in works, putting in, make sure you're seeing a medical personnel to advise you on steps and measures to be taken also. Also, PCOS, another misconception is PCOS is only a reproductive disorder. No, it can also affect other metabolic, activities in your body, like your insulin resistance. It can also affect your mental health. So another misconception is that there is a cure for PCOS. There is no current cure. Hopefully, it will be a cure in Jesus' name. But your
Okay.
lifestyle, your
I'm sorry.
your
Let me
lifestyle.
interrupt
Okay.
here, Madam Toma. Could you take another 2 minutes to talk to us about your own story, maybe especially how you coped emotionally for the next 2 minutes?
Okay. Okay. For me, coping emotionally, uh, I think it was. I would say it's God though. It's God that helped me because when I explained to my parents, they didn't understand what was going on. They didn't understand. They were just saying it was maybe my weight or something. And even when we went to doctor was saying my weight. But I just took it upon myself to just keep eating more, increase my food intake. Also, I noticed that I was stressed a lot maybe because of school and emotional stress. But I just did things or focus more on things that could relieve my stress, like music. I love music, so I did a lot of singing. I did a lot of church activities, so that helped take my mind away from the problem or just thinking about this is the problem that I'm facing right now. So then people around you that having people around you that actually believes that you can come out of this. Like I have, a very supportive partner that, was always praying for me. You will see your period, you will see your period. And ever since, having a joyful spirit, it cures like medicine. It cures like medicine, just like our other speaker, Sarah, said, it's having people around you that supports you. It's I can tell you it cures like medicine. And I think that's basically my how I cope. That's how I cope
Yeah.
because as as from last year compared to other years. I can say my period has been more regular than how it has been in the previous year. From like last year to this year has been very, very regular. And I think I was in a better space emotionally. I think that was one of the things that helped me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Choma. It's so good to hear from you. I mean, thank you for preparing to do this and accepting to come here. And again, maybe you should thank us to the EME Foundation for giving you your first flat. I'm just
Thank you so
kidding.
much.
All right, thank you. Interesting, deep personal stories right there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I saw in the comment section that healthcare practitioners, call yourself professionals, they need to do better. And I cannot agree less. All right, everyone, it's that time you have been waiting for. You have three women who have experiences, their own stories, not the stories of the people that they know. Please, at this point, raise your hand and I would call you up to ask your questions. Another thing that you can do is to drop your question in the chat box. I would read it. And please let's know who should address your question. Who are you channeling your question to? So that's where we are right now. Thank you, Madam Bola. Thank you so much. Madam Sarah, thank you. Thank you for not yielding to the emotional and yes, but I don't know who to raise. You don't know how to raise your okay. Okay, so our EMD, oh Jesus. I'm saying MD, I'm saying ED. Well, the right thing is ED. Our executive director, the founder of EME Foundation, says she has a question. Please, ma'am, you have the floor for as long as you want. Ask your question. Kindly unmute. Show us your fine face we'd like to see. And yeah, you have the floor. Ask your question, please.
It's good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much to everyone that has shared their story today. Oh my God, it's been a lot. I wrote a lot of things down in my notes, and what I've seen today from this conversation is how no two experiences are the same. Like all the women that have spoken today, they've got different experience, and but what seems to be like a recurrent theme in all of this conversation seems to be, the stigma from not just period per se, but the symptom that comes with PCOS from Chioma, who was stigmatized for her pimples. And I do not have PCOS, but I've had like very bad acne breakout, and I can sort of relate to that, how people see you when you have acne, the kind of comments, unsolicited comments, and people will even give you advice on how to care for your acne without even thinking about whether you've tried different things personally and how they feel like they know everything. People have like genetically clear skin. They think they can just tell you whatever without thinking about, whether you've tried all of these things that they try to suggest. And so I have that kind of experience with dealing with acne. But on top of that, you have to deal with, the physical aspect of living with PCOS, the mental aspect as well. So I think that must have been a lot to deal with. And I'm so sorry for your experience. And also Sarah talked about Sarah, I wish I could hug you right now because I know that it's been a crazy journey for you. And thankfully that you have a supportive family but what you experienced from, the medical practitioners and also the difficulty, even after leaving Nigeria, the difficulty that came with accessing what's it called, healthcare in the country that you went to, how expensive healthcare is in that country, and also the language barrier and all of those things. So that means that you could not even seek healthcare when you even left Nigeria. And I think that's one thing that should also be emphasized, because when people talk about these things, they tend to assume that, I don't know which country you went to, but it must have been crazy, living in your country, you were being dismissed by healthcare professionals, not taking you seriously. And on top of that, even leaving the country, that your story wasn't particularly different because you still had to deal with the issue of accessing healthcare in this new country where healthcare is simply expensive. And on top of that, you had to deal with so many nasty comments from people, stigma and all of that. It's quite a lot. And I know that this is your first, you said this is your first speaking session, and I hope this will really inspire because people want to hear your story. Your story was very, very you know, I don't know, maybe say heartbreaking or inspiring, a mixture of both. And I think you should really take this as a challenge to really share your story. Many women want to hear your story, and it would be like, I think you could build up on this and share your story with people. And also to Bola, so thank you so much for sharing your story, and how how you didn't even know, like your friend is the real MVP, and we really need to thank her as well for helping, and also um the stigma regarding your physical symptom as well, and everything that you went through. And to all the women that I've spoken to today, I'm so sorry about your experience, but I have some questions that I told you I took notes because this conversation, I've always wanted to have it, and I'm so happy to be having it with women who have that lived experience of PCOS. And I wrote some questions down. One of the first question I had, and I think this could go to Bola and Sarah. You guys said you have like what's it called, beards because of your symptom, and going by the kind of society that we are, especially if you're Yoruba, maybe Sarah may not be able to relate particularly to this, but in Yoruba culture, growing up, and I used to hear older people say that, oh, women who have beards and all of those things, like there's this sort of stigma that is attached to it. I just wanted to know, like, did you experience any of that? Like, did people give like very nasty comments about your physical symptom of PCOS, and especially specifically with the beard?
Well, yes, because our friends are saying, like you said, you remember they say, she a Jenny, are you a witch? Like, is witches that normally have beards and all. But it was, I think it was just the early stage, and me, I was like, I was seeing it as being airy, like, I'm airy now. That used to be my response, like, I'm very airy, like, can't see my hair is full, everything and all. Not knowing it's actually symptoms of PCOS actually. So that was how, and it was not the time like, I was now sharing well, I would shaving cream with my father. My any small thing, my mother would be like, get shaving cream. Even when she comes to Lagos, while I was living with my sister in Lagos before I got married, anytime she comes, she'll bring shaving cream and all sorts of things, you know, just so that it will get, I won't be, she doesn't even want to see it at all. Any small thing, your beards, you have left your beards again, you have left your beards again. I'm like, I can't kill myself. Like, less than a week, this thing has grown back, and I can't keep keeping tabs with it. So that was just it.
The impacts of that on you, did you have like any sort of
The only thing I feel, sometimes I feel emotional, like, what happened? Like, sometimes I used to show like, mommy, I beg, but like,
mm,
just leave me alone. You understand? Even though sometimes my husband was like, but even my husband too, so will shade me sometimes, like, go and get your beds off. We are now men together, we are now sharing, all sorts of things. That's just it.
and I think there is actually a very important message for us there. And this also has to do with patriarchy in a way, if you ask me, because we tend to associate some things with men, but women can have beards too. And I think, our participants tonight can go with that message that not only men have beards, women too have beards, and that can also help us to remove the stigma from it. And I also wanted to ask you, Miss Sarah, as well, because thankfully you're married and I feel like you're in the best position to answer this question. So when it comes to PCOS, one thing that people always tend to say is that, oh, when you have PCOS, having children is going to be very challenging and all of that. Did you like feel worried about, the possibility of you having children before you got married and after you got married as well? I know you said that you had some challenges and all of that. How was the experience for you?
It wasn't an easy. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I'm not the one that is married. You're the one that is married.
I'm the one that's.
Yes.
It wasn't an easy
Oh,
journey, actually.
sorry, sorry. Oh, is Miss.
I waited for 4 years before I could get a child. It was 4 years. That was, I think that is actually that one that actually broke me. When you see people that got married after you and like this person again, and you like I went for this person's wedding. In fact, let me tell you this. Recently, my brother-in-law that got married last year, April, and they gave birth in December. I just in person, I just told my husband that just imagine we have not yet given birth. How we are? I asked him that we are for, and I said, he's happy for them, but he said he won't have gone for their naming.
Oh,
That kind of feeling like your younger brother, 4 years after you got married, and he was very, very supportive throughout the journey. In fact, he took it upon himself than me. He was one that was doing all the research, even inside the research we fought because he was telling me I'm the one I'm not taking it serious, that he's one that will do research, he's one that will do this, do that, and trying to watch what I eat, trying to watch my the weight loss and everything. Even if he was not that even saw from the research, he was not that saw the Ovacitol that was being recommended on TikTok to him. That was the medicine I was talking about. I'm going to, once I remember, it was in that they prescribed how I'm going to use it, Ovacitol, the combination, use it with vitamin D, use it with this, and less than 3 weeks, my period came. You understand? So the whole thing was done, and it was there. From there, I found out that the overstore or store, because overstore now is crazy. The price of overstore now is it's nothing to write home about. So now people are going for store instead of overstore. So that's just it.
wow, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. And Mr. Sorry, I just wanted to ask like how your own experience with dealing with people, like people's comments about your symptoms. Like I know you talked about your weight, how people were insensitive to that and all of that. But I just wanted to hear like because I think we need to emphasize this as well, and we need to leave this meeting and think. And this is one of the reasons why we decided to do this fire. Okay, let me just even share this experience. So on Twitter, this was what birthed this whole idea of let's destigmatize menstrual disorder, because over the years, DMA Foundation, we've been destigmatizing periods. And we know that, but these are periods are normal, right? We always say that, but there's actually abnormal period. It's not abnormal because society sees it as abnormal. It's abnormal because there are some, challenges and all of that. Like maybe abnormal is not the word, like irregular periods rather. So, and people don't understand it. People don't understand it. And I saw a conversation on Twitter and I was livid when I saw the conversation. A group of men, very famous. I don't want to mention names, but they're very famous for their patriarchal comments and all of those things. And they were talking on Twitter saying that, oh, women have menstrual disorders. They were talking particularly about PCOS, saying that it was because of, when women have PCOS, it's because of something they did. Maybe they were wayward. They were actually saying women were wayward. And of course, people who are educated know that this is not the truth. And that sort of made me understand that it's not just enough to destigmatize menstruation. We also have to destigmatize menstrual disorders, right? So, Mr. Rai, I wanted to ask you because I had a very serious experience with period stigma and all of those things. So I wanted to ask you, when you hear this kind of conversation, especially on Twitter from people who should know better, sometimes when older aunties, people that are older than us, when they say some of this, sometimes, of course, you're not cool with it, but you may want to forgive them based on the fact that maybe they are not so educated and all of that. But when you have people who are actually educated, university graduates, who are supposed to know more, and they still do not, and they are passing this kind of comments, how do you feel and what do you have to say to that? And also your experience, I know you talked about your weight gain and all of that, how people were making insensitive comments about that. But in terms of your facial hair, facial attributes and all of those things, what was your experience, or what has been your experience regarding that?
Okay, so concerning the facial hair, I don't know why it did not affect me much because I expected it. I was even wondering why it did not come sooner. So when I started to see it, I just, spoke to a friend at the time and she said, it's one of those things that happen. That's one thing about the friends and the family that I have. They make it look like, it's one of those things that happen. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. So every time I see it, every month, I would just go to her with tweezer and she will start plucking everything out for me. And before it can even grow far, because my hair does not grow a lot. That's one of the things. As you can see, I currently don't even have eyebrows. My hair doesn't grow a lot. So the little that I see here and there, I quickly run to her and she would take everything else for me. So it has not affected me as much as it has affected other people. But it does not mean that people still have the right to, talk down on people and disrespect them because they see facial hair. I always thought it was something that was normal. And even with women that don't have PCOS, some are very hairy and they have hair under their chin. I thought it was something that was very normal, no stigma to it. But some people are so uneducated. Even with the comments that were made on Twitter, those men, I saw it when my friend sent it to me, she was screaming because she also has PCOS. And it's unfortunate that she has not been able to get medication because she's also in Cyprus. And the language barrier, the racism, and how expensive the medication is. So when she saw the comments, it broke her. She was screaming on the phone that was the meaning of this rubbish. And I told her, see, these men are uneducated. They've gone to school, though, but they are very, very ignorant because they are men that don't think like this. That's why it's very important we surround ourselves with people that educate themselves. Some people don't even know about it, but some of the people that I met don't know about PCOS, but they did research. I reconnected with a friend after some years and I told her, oh, I have PCOS. And she started doing serious research. She was on TikTok, she was on Instagram, Google, just trying to educate herself to accommodate me. That's why it's very important to surround ourselves with people that are willing to go the extra mile just to, educate themselves, enlighten themselves on things like this so that they can know how to speak to us. And about the body shaming, the issue of my weight, I think I have grown a thick skin now. Whenever people say things to me, it doesn't really affect me much because, like I said, the people I have around me, I have people that tell me I'm beautiful. I have people that tell me, they tell me how good I look. Even in church, when I wear certain things, they're like, you look really, really good. There are people that will tell me, don't worry. There was a time a pastor told me, said, don't worry about your weight. A man that likes you will marry you like that. So it's just surrounding yourself, but we cannot avoid people that will say negative things. And when it happens, you just have to constantly remind yourself. I do affirmations every day. So we have to constantly remind ourselves that we are beautiful, no matter how we look. If we are slim, fat, tall, short, dark, light, you are beautiful. You are wonderful and fearfully made in the image of God. God cannot make an ugly person. Everybody is beautiful. So I had to keep telling myself that every single day. And now it is permanently stuck in my memory. I look for things about myself that I love, like my skin, even my body. I learned to love my body just the way it is. It doesn't mean I don't want to improve. I might want to lose more weight, but I still love myself. And I love myself enough to work on myself and to be better. As long as you have, like, arranged your mindset, as long as you can motivate yourself and surround yourself with good people, it will take you a very, very long way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was so insightful. Thank you. And I think you should take on more speaking engagement. Thank you so much. That's all the questions I have.
All right, thank you so much, EME Foundation. Thank you for your questions and thank you for engaging. All right, so we have a question in the chat room. It's from Ujunwa Nwosu, who says, my question is, can someone have PCOS without knowing? I think that was addressed in the course of the speaking, but let's bring back Madam Choma. She hasn't spoken this questions and answer segment. So please speak to that. What do you think? Is it possible for someone to have PCOS and not be aware? Hello, Madam Choma, are you still there? Yes, you're still here.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking I didn't know that I was muted. Yeah, so you cannot know that it's possible for you not to know that you have the condition called PCOS. It's possible for you not to know. But however, for however, there will be symptoms that you will be experiencing, like you can be having, and not everyone with PCOS usually have um um not all with PCOS do not see their period regularly. Some people oversee their period. Like some people have like lengthened periods, and also they still see the symptoms of maybe weight gain, and which they might be feeling, oh, it's normal, and still be having the symptoms of health, or but there's still some symptoms that people have, but you might not know. You might just feel, oh, it's just something that's wrong in my body, but you will not know that, oh, what I'm experiencing is visual until you know and are diagnosed, of the condition. So PCOS involves you seeing these symptoms. When for someone to have PCOS, yeah, the symptoms, range of symptoms that you will see before, you know, it can now be diagnosed that, oh, you have PCOS. Yes. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it does. All right, let's bring up Dolapo, who's up to ask a question. And please let us know who you would like to answer your question.
Hi, good evening.
Dolapo.
My question is, good evening. I don't even know who I'm directing my question to. Anybody that can answer. I actually just wanted to know the exact name of the test that I think all of them mentioned test, but what exactly is the type of test that you're going to do to diagnose PCOS?
All right, thank you. So any of our three speakers can speak to that.
Okay, for me, what I did is the hormone profile. So you do run a hormone profile test that will show your hormonal level. So that will show if you have increased androgen levels or decreased androgen levels or any irregularities in your hormones. And also a pelvic scan that will show whether there are any cysts in your ovaries. So for me, those are the two tests I did. So let's hear from the other speakers.
Sorry, please can you type this in the chat?
All
The
right.
the names of the I heard the pelvic, but I didn't quite get the first one. Also, I wanted to ask, this one is directed to you because you're in the health line. These tests, are they covered under NHIA?
NHI, is that like your insurance scheme?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it depends on which plan you subscribe for. Depends on this plan you subscribe for. There are some plans that cover this test. Like for me, when I ran my own test, I was in school, so I used my NHIS in school, in lab NHIS to run my own test, and it was really discounted because the price of the test are quite expensive. At then, I think it was maybe 12 to 15,000 for the hormone profile, then for the scan, maybe 10,000. But the NHI is really discounted it for me, even the drugs that I was given. it was well discounted. So I think you should reach out to your your insurance provider that, oh, we want to run this test, so they will know if it's covered. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Dolapo, I hope you got your answer, and I think that Madam Choma would be nice enough to drop it in the chat box so that you can just copy or for reference. So is there anyone else who would like to ask a question or share your thoughts or something? Let us know. I don't see any hand raised. If you are like ED who could not raise a hand, let us know in the chat box. Okay, Taiwo, you have a hand up. Please, you have the floor.
Good evening, everybody. I learned a lot.
Thank you, Madam Choma.
I learned a lot from the because I entered late, and I learned a lot because I also suffered from PCOS. It was initially diagnosed as ovarian cyst around 2018, 2019. And because my mom feel that anything that is diagnosed, you can go through the nature. And since I was still under my parents, I don't have any choice then. So I had to do that. And I was told it has melted and everything. But when I got married 2020, I was feeling like, okay, let's wait for like a year before we start trying for children. So I was discussing with somebody, and the person said, we're talking about period. So I was like, period pain is like maybe a normal thing for me, because when the first, I can see I only have my period is just 1 day, and that's it. So I was thinking it's a flex. So when we were not talking, she was not like, no, that's very wrong. Go to the hospital. I went there, scheduled an appointment with a gynecologist, and I was told that it's PCOS. I was like, okay, so the weight gain is explained, the hair on my shin is explained and everything. But the question I have is, I've given birth to 2 children because I can say that I started the treatment. The doctor said, first and foremost, let's try to first tackle giving birth. Then after that, we can now talk about any other treatments later. So I gave birth to 2 children, and for now, I said I'm done. But I want to ask, is it because I'm on family planning now, so I'm scared if it's going to affect me, because I did not go back to the hospital again after the treatments. That is it possible, since I've already given birth, did I have to go back to the hospital for any treatment again, or that's all? And I'm also on family plan. Won't it affect any other thing in case I want to give it later in the future? Thank you very much. That's my question.
Okay, thank you so much, Taiwo. Which of our speakers would like to go and address that question?
Okay, let me speak before other speakers speak. So to be clear, you want to know if you should go back for treatment for PCOS, right? You've already given birth. Is that a
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So it's quite important to note that PCOS also affects some metabolic processes in your body, like insulin resistance. So maybe what you can just go is for checkup, just run regular checkups to know your insulin levels, to know, your calcium or vitamin D3 levels. So I think those are the things that just a regular checkup. So when you do just regular checkup, they know, oh, this is your glucose level is high, so that you can prevent, diabetes, or your calcium level is low, because people with PCOS tend to have, are prone to osteoporosis. So just the regular, just can just go for a regular checkup so they can know, oh, okay, everything is in place, and you can know what to tackle early enough.
Thank you, Ma. And about birth control, because I'm on the implants, it will not affect anything, or that's okay. That's fine too.
No,
I
it
think
won't. It won't.
Thank
Okay,
you
you can
very
speak.
to me, I think there's no need for you to go back. I think if you can just work on your diet, for the sake of the type 2 diabetes, work on your diet and exercise. I feel you'll be fine. Then maybe once in a while check up, like she said. But I feel once you work on your diet yourself and the exercise, and I think you'll be fine with it.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate
Okay.
it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, our speakers. The men here in the house, we see men here, we see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for, coming to hear. We also like to hear from you. So far, let's take lessons from the men. What have you learned from participating in this fireside chat today on PCOS? So which of the men would like to share their notes, their lessons with us? Any of you could go first, please. Any of you? We do not have any man to share, then anybody could go. But we're sure that we only have male and female here. So any male, any female, your lessons, please share with us. And Joy, I see I have a question. Let's take like 2 lessons and then we'll come to you, Joy, for your question. Is there any hand raised? Is anyone typing in the chat box? Okay, while we await that, Joy, please unmute and ask your question.
Thank you so much. So just a very simple question that I feel should be addressed, and I don't know who's going to answer my question, but I do not mind. Any of the speakers can. So talking about the whole experience and the whole situation regarding PCOS, how from what Sarah said, she explained how people treated her, or let me say, how the staff in the hospital actually treated her when she was trying to know of her situation and everything in the hospital. So basically, I just want to ask how can we create more inclusive and supportive spaces, or let me just say, how can we in what way can we create more inclusive and supportive spaces for people with PCOS to just help them? How?
I think that PCOS needs to be talked about more. And when people start to create more awareness for PCOS, it will push healthcare workers and professionals to want to learn more. If people host, conferences and medical activities, to educate them about PCOS, because you see a lot of doctors, apart from female doctors, even male doctors, you see them making certain comments, and it's disappointing because these are supposed to be our healthcare givers. These are supposed to be the people watching out for us. They're supposed to be the people treating us. And it's disappointing to see them, act like this. So I think if, people, like if we as a community come together and say, okay, we are going to host something, we are inviting doctors, people with experiences will speak so that we can, touch the heart of these doctors and specialists to see that women are actually experiencing this thing. It is actually, heartbreaking. It is very, very sad. Maybe, just maybe, it will change their minds and they begin to look at it differently. But we need to raise more awareness. I don't think enough people know about PCOS for the fact that certain people think, certain people, like the people on Twitter, the men on Twitter having that conversation. And one of them, I remember what one of them said. He said, these girls, he said, men, watch the women you marry. These girls are giving themselves PCOS. That was what he said. And that thing broke my heart. We need to raise, more, we need to enlighten people more. We need to have a community, and we need to encourage men to join this community and to advocate and raise more awareness. It will impact everybody from there to become, it won't become a trend. I don't want to call it a trend, but people would want to know more about this. People would want to educate themselves more. People would want to, they would want to learn more about it, including healthcare workers and professionals.
All right. Thank you so much again. So we have a comment in the chat box. It's coming from Ibi Rogba, who says, I have learned a lot, but don't want to speak. Thank you for organizing this. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Keynote from this meeting tonight, if not anything. So in the case of Bola, Madam Bola Rinde, she spoke how it was a friend who even noticed that. And see, we like, the see period though. And then it was a serious thing. She took action from there. So you could be that friend, or you be a Bola who would not take offenses when people notice things about us. Perhaps you should take action, whether it was soft spoken or otherwise. And then she spoke about consistency in diet habits. So it's not enough for you to adopt. It's okay. The best thing for you to do is to adopt and continue, be there for for a while, so that you could see those changes that you need. And look at Sarah. I mean, she had all the love, all the support that she needed. She's such a lucky woman with relationships. I mean, and yeah, anybody want to be in your shoe. So from what Sarah said, maybe we could start having conversations around PCOS treatments, the expenses, the treatment, the cost, and all of that. She mentioned language barrier, and I know that. So I work with persons with this, and I tell their stories. I know that one thing they've continued to push for is to have sign language interpreters at hospitals, so that they don't go there, they do like this for you, and you think that they say their head is aching them. You don't give them treatment for what you assume. You have a doctor and interpreter right there who would hear from them and tell the practitioners, the health practitioners right there, this is what this person is saying, so that we don't continue to assume treatment for them. So that could also be something that we can begin to look out for. And then she mentioned that awareness is key. This is not limited to the affected gender, because everyone, all hands have to be on deck to see that this works. Training and retraining for health practitioners, many of them, no data, many of them, I can't say what percentage now, because we've had stories of people who you just go to the hospital and you feel like, oh Jesus, I should have just died before I got here. It's so terrible, and it's something that we need to look into and talk about. So me, I'm really worried. Hair in the chin, does it mean PCOS outrightly? Because me too, I have hair in the chin, and I remember somebody who missed a period for quite a long period of time, and it was a thing when it finally came. And I remember that one of our speakers said she was treated for infection while the case was PCOS. After now, my own thoughts and action, I would need to reach back to that person to say, oh, we need to find what this thing was, because for months the period did not come, and it was said that, oh, it was infection, she treated, it didn't come. At some point they told her she was pregnant for 4 months, and then later. So that's one key thing. We need to run a test like that. Love yourself is another thing. Love yourself enough to work on yourself. Sarah says, I love myself, but I love myself enough to work on myself in the way that it will help me. So keynotes right there from this conversation. Everyone who joined, everyone who spoke to us, everyone who typed, everyone who unmuted from outside Abuja, our friends from other chapters, thank you so very much for joining us in this conversation tonight. It was such an honor to have you. But of course, we have Edie, who would come talk to us, and our head, of course, thank us. Yeah, vote of thanks will be done by our ED, Muturayon Eson. Please, ma'am, you have the floor. Tell us. Thank you for coming to the Fireside Chat.
Oh, thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you for a wonderful session. I want to personally thank all the women that have shared their stories today, and you've helped us. Like me, I did not, I mean, I know about PCOS, but you can never understand as much as someone that has the experience. And as you know, you guys have come to share your experience today. You've educated me, you've educated every single one of us here. Thank you so, so much. And I know that not everyone has the confidence to share their story. There's still the issue of stigma, societal stigma, and all of that. That can actually stop someone from wanting to share their story. But you've been brave enough to come here to share your stories with us and to educate us. Thank you so, so much for the opportunity to hear from you, to share your, it's such a huge opportunity to hear from you, really, to hear your stories. Thank you so much. And we do not take it for granted. And I want to thank every single person that has joined today. You've been part of our success story. Thank you for joining us. And I think one of the message we should take away from this conversation is that no two experiences of PCOS are the same. Some women we add weight, some women will be underweight, and also to not just pass comment on people's looks. You don't know what kind of battles they're fighting internally. When you see someone who has acne, please, I do not, like I said, it's much more having acne is tough enough. Trust me, take it from someone who has suffered so badly from acne. It's very, very tough. And on top of that, some women, experience PCOS, irregular periods, hormonal issues on top of that. So you don't know what battles they're dealing with. Don't just go out there to start recommending solutions for people, telling them without you having that lived experience, telling people, oh, use this for your acne, use that for your acne. Don't do that because you don't know whether they've tried all of that and you don't know the source of whatever physical symptom you're saying that they have. So I think one of the messages, let's be sensitive. It's not your place to tell someone that they are fat or they are slim. They already know that they are fat and they already know that they are slim. So please don't go ahead passing comments on people's, except you're a healthcare professional and they've come to you to seek for help. You do not have any right to pass comment on whatever physical aspect of someone's body. And also, please, let's support people who have PCOS. It's tough. You've heard from them today. They've had to deal with, apart from the changes that are happening in their body, they also have challenges with, dealing with societal expectations and all of those things. So when you see all of these nasty comments on social media, please, you owe them, or women generally, the responsibility to please shut it down, educate people, educate communities. We've heard from these people today. Let's think of how we can make the world a better place for every woman who menstruates, and particularly those who have menstrual disorders like PCOS. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to please support our work at the EMA Foundation. This is the sort of things we do. We want to destigmatize periods and every associated issue that comes with period, PCOS, fibroids, every kind of menstrual disorder. We want to destigmatize it and make it a safe space for everybody, every woman to talk and to learn about these challenges that women are going through. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to please donate. We are currently doing a challenge which we call 2 weeks for equity. So we're trying to raise money to execute menstrual health education projects and also to, destigmatize periods, educate communities about periods, and just, create a world where every girl has period dignity. Support us. If you go on our website, you will find our account details. Please, no amount is too small. You can always support us. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll catch up with everyone.
All right, thank you, ED, for this platform. We cannot thank you enough. Imagine that when you had this vision, you just thought, I'm not sure it's something I can do, and you let it slide. But look at it today. I've learned. In fact, I think I need to run some tests on myself, and then the case that I mentioned too. Thank you so much for the platform. Thank you, our team lead, Abuja chapter of the EME Foundation, Joy. We are so happy to have you lead us. And to everyone who has participated tonight, it's such an honor to have had you join us. We cannot thank you enough. So it's a good time and a good place to say, do take care of you. Have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, whatever the time is from where you've joined us from, because this was an international conversation. All right, we'll see you again.